Welcome back to Tie Down TV, the punk rock opinion show with me, Geoff.
And Danny.
And today we're picking our top 5 releases on Revelation Records, massive record label in hardcore.
One of the cornerstone record labels
100%.
for anyone starting out, and I'm sure anyone watching this show familiar with probably the entire discography.
Most of what's worth listening to anyway,
Yeah,
for sure.
of course. Now, obviously, as usual, we have our rule that anything that has been picked before can't be picked again. However, in my particular case, it hasn't really changed much of what I would have picked.
No, fair enough.
Apart from maybe the New York Crew 7-inch by Judge.
Yeah.
Which I picked on before.
Yeah, you picked on the EPs. Hardcore EPs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple I would have, like, Sick of It All 7-inch definitely would have gone on mine, and either of the Gorilla Biscuits releases probably would have gone on mine as well.
Yeah, I mean, I for me, that little run of 7-inches they released between like 87 and 90, for me is just like
flawless.
It's like the gold standard almost. Like, it's just, you can't. There's no shit. It's just anything you see with that little star on there is just, you know, a 7-inch from that time is just essential ownership. And some of these records, you know, are worth quite a bit of money now. I mean, you see a few of these records going for well into the hundreds now.
Easy.
Especially from that period. You know, proper collector's items of the hardcore world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, not much more to add, really. It's an iconic label, iconic logo, iconic releases.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously,
anyone really from that period, like you say, or pretty much released, you know, on one of 3 or 4 labels, but that was one of the biggest hitters for sure.
Yeah. So, do you want to go ahead and start us off?
Certainly can. All right, so my first pick, I've gone for Slipknot 7-inch, not to be confused.
I felt the air rise up.
Yeah, exactly, with the Iowa 9-piece mask-wearing metalers. This came out in 1988, and I think this is sorely underrated, actually. I don't think this gets talked about that much. Most people who know probably know it. Fucking amazing, crossover, thrashy sounding, hardcore. It rips.
Very noisy.
Very noisy, very up my street. A little bit Void-esque in times, I found, as well, you know, again, with that kind of thrashy, noisy thing. 6 tracks, just fucking rips through. But yeah, as I say, I mean, if you've not heard this, you should definitely go and check it out. I think it's a little bit, like I say, a little bit underrated. Maybe not by those in the know, but definitely by the wider public, I'd say. But yeah, just it's fucking cool. I mean, like I say, not much more to say other than it's great hardcore, thrashy, fast. If that's up your street, go and try that.
My first choice, Rev 1.
Nice.
From 1987, LowerEast Side Crew by Warzone. Now, this has been a bit of a cursed record for me over the years. This is on a German, I believe, label, reissue. I was at the second press that had the Blu-ray. I had one of them years ago. But it had like I bought it off someone with a load of other records. And I got it for quite a good price, actually, considering.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw that one going up on something not long ago for 300, 400 quid.
There you go.
And I think I got it for about 50.
Yeah.
With some other records as well. But unfortunately, it had just a little it looked almost like someone had stabbed a dart into one of the grooves on, and it just completely. It was
shit.
Yeah, it made that particular song unplayable.
Right.
And then I did get a later. I don't know if it was a 4th press, but later on that was fucked as well. And then I eventually got this one. Obviously I think it was the first press, had the rabies poster inside.
Yeah.
Just literally a photocopy of rabies on it. But yeah, this is one of the most. For me, this is the most iconic release on Revelation. That live shot with that writing. The recording ain't great. I mean, if you listen to it, it sounds almost like a live, and maybe it was recorded live in the studio, I don't know, but it sounds live, do you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're commentating from a hardcore punk perspective, there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously compared to the later releases, the production ain't great, but this is cool because if I've still got it in here, I hope I have. This comes with... yeah, it's still in there. This is cool, this. This comes with a cool little...
oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Cool little sticker.
Yeah, a little cool sticker. So there you go.
Sick.
What can be said about this legendary release that hasn't been said already?
Ultimate classic, innit?
Ultimate classic.
Cool. Alright. Pick number 2. This is a band that a lot of people have a lot of love for. I've gone for Spring Songs by Title Fight. Now, what can you say about this band? When fans of punk, hardcore, emo, post-hardcore, whatever, get asked which bands they would like to see reform desperately, I think these pretty much top the list most of the time, don't they? Now, I'm aware that this is not everybody's favourite Title Fight release, and I would agree it's not my favourite, but I actually think this is fucking incredible. Like, just about their whole discography is fucking incredible. But my probably most listened to album is Floral Green, and I feel like this is kind of more in that vein, just a bit more of that. But the song Be a Toy, beautiful, just sweet melodies, passionate vocals, you know, just incredible fucking songs. Incredible band. It's just, what I don't know. How much more can you wax lyrical about a band like Title Fight? This, like I said, is not everyone's favourite, but it is probably. I play this more than maybe the first 7-inch and Hyperview because I don't actually have a physical copy of it. But I think the old discography is great. I think this is amazing, though.
To step in on Title Fight before you put that down, I think I have mentioned this on the show before. I'm a massive, massive fan.
Mm-hmm.
Just as something that's very, very special about Title Fight, I have mentioned this before and it's just my opinion, I'm going to say it again, is I've never known a band who've released subsequent releases where the style has changed on each release quite dramatically, but due to their amazing sound for melody, you still know it's them on each one.
Yeah.
And every single release is fantastic. So you've got the first 7-inch, which is like pop punk.
Yeah.
It's a great pop punk record, and I'm not a pop punk fan. You've got the album Shed, which is like a melodic hardcore album, unbelievable. Then you've got like Floral Green, haven't you? Which is like just like a, I don't know, what would you call it, post-hardcore.
Post-hardcore, and I think the shoegaziness is kind of bleeding in a lot more than it was.
Then you've got that, which is more like, I don't know what you would say, more like just almost like a.
It's kind of like you say, it's a bit
indie emo,
a little bit like Floral Green, I think, but definitely moving more into the Hyperview.
And there's that you've got the Kingston as well, and then Hyperview is just shoegaze, and every single release that band have done is different quite significantly to the release before it, yet you still know it's Title Fight.
Yeah.
And it's I compare it to what Quentin Tarantino said when he was talking about trilogies once. He said the Dollars trilogy by Sergio Leone is the only trilogy that's been able to do one thing, and that is where the next one in the lineup succeeds the one before it. It's kind of similar thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm not saying that the Title Fight album that came after the one before is better, but it's like it's an evolution that doesn't lose the magic of the one before.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
so very unique in that way.
Yeah, 100%. Wouldn't disagree. And again, it's a good, it's just good short 4 songs. So yeah, if you want to get on Title Fight and you haven't before, you know.
My next from 1988, Rev 5, I think. I think this is maybe one of the rarest records in my collection.
That is fucking rare, like.
I think it is, because this is an early pressing as well. Side by Side, you're only young once, so do it right. I agree with Mark Bordy when he commented and said he said it was the greatest hardcore record ever. I do think it's one of the greatest hardcore 7-inches ever, with the iconic 3 guys. Was it LL Cool J on there?
Yes, yeah.
LL Cool J. A band who put out very little material, but everything they did put out was absolutely amazing. A proper straight edge, essential piece of hardcore punk. And I actually think when we decided to do this, it was probably the first record that came to my mind. I think I even messaged and said, well, Side by Side straight away.
You certainly did, yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, this is an early one. I got this probably off the same guy I got the original Warzone off, actually, when I said I got it for all a good price.
Yeah.
Sure that I got that off this guy. It was off the same guy. Very long time ago, well over 20 years ago. But yeah, this is a really good condition one. I played it recently, and it's still all good.
Nice.
So there you go.
Excellent. All fucking winners. Right, for me, gone for another 7-inch. I've gone for Quicksand. So, I'm a big fan of Walter Streifels. I've said it before on this show. Gorilla Biscuits, Quicksand, Rival Schools. I like Quicksand, but I fucking love this. I think I prefer this to the subsequent releases after it, the albums and stuff. Amazing, just melodic, solid, fucking passionate, just post-hardcore, rock music, whatever you want to call it. Brilliant. The fucking Emission first tune on this blows me away every time I put the 7-inch on. Incredible. He's an incredible dude. Again, because he's been in like 3-4 absolutely fucking almost iconic bands in their respective scene or subgenre. But this is one of my favourite releases that Walter Trifles has ever been involved in. But they're fucking amazing. Again, amazing band. Probably not for everyone. I accept that he definitely shifted into a more, would you say they were radio friendly? Not so much, but definitely in that more rock vein. Like you could maybe play it to a so-called normie and get away with saying it's just like a rock band almost, but incredible passion and fucking brilliant songwriting. Yeah, Quicksand.
I don't have that. I need to get it.
It's the best thing they put out.
I mean, I'm not a fan of them, but I do, obviously, for the collections, you know.
Yeah. Some things you need.
Again, from 1988, Rev 006. Another rare one in my collection. However, I do own multiple reissues of this. I've gone You Laugh, no for an answer. Amazing. Another straight edge standard. Lots of straight edge anthems on this. Just Say No! I think, in terms of 7-inches, apart from the Negative Approach 7-inch, I probably own this more than any other 7-inch. I think I've actually got 5 of these.
Wow.
This is an OG. I don't know if it's an OG first press, but it's one of the very early presses.
It's definitely an early press.
Yeah. Again, I've had this for a long time. It is on black though, so that looks a little bit scuffed. I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna have to give that. But yeah, I've got plenty of. I've got a lot of copies of this, but this is my OG. One of my OG. Pressings of it right there. Another full of straight edge anthems. What more do you need for when you're a kid who doesn't drink? Just get hold of You Laugh and Just Say No.
That's great. That's definitely one that if you hadn't picked, I would have definitely contemplated it. So talking about iconic straight edge releases,
how has this not been picked before?
It's strange, isn't it? But it's never been picked. Break Down the Walls, You for Today. One of the kind of biggest essential releases, but fuck me, what can you say about this band? Now, I'm not straight edge, as has been said many times on this channel, but I do like a lot of straight edge hardcore, and this fucking make a change. Absolutely love Ray Capo, the way that he makes like 1 and 2 syllable words stretch. Exactly, love that shit. Just fucking amazing. Again, the songs, just the fucking songs, absolutely amazing. Take a Stand, Honesty, the title track, unbelievable. This and the Can't Close My Eyes Before It, both just absolutely essential listening for hardcore. But this is definitely from that kind of youth crewy New York thing. This and obviously Gorilla Biscuits are the two that I always still play on a fair regular basis. And I listened to this about 4 times in the last sort of week to 10 days since we've been doing this, and it's still, every time I put it on, it's still buzzing, still fucking love it. It's incredible. And look at that artwork. What more can be said? Brilliant. Fucking amazing.
For my next choice, Rev 019 from 1990.
This is good.
No Spiritual Surrender by Inside Out. Again, I have a number of copies of this. I have an earlier one. This is one of my represses. I think I have 3 of these and 1 on CD. Now, I'm sure everyone does know, but for any younger kids who maybe are just recently subscribed or whatever, maybe not know, right there you have a young Zach De La Rocha. Interestingly enough, not really too many signs of the political.
Definitely not as hard on
no
that.
Way,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
It's more about like inner struggle and that kind of thing.
Very much so.
Yeah, so it's not really like maybe if you read between the lines, there's a bit more going on.
I think there's still a bit there,
but not like what we would get
in your face, like
when he went to Rage Against the Machine, which he left this band to do Rage Against the Machine. So it's kind of, I mean.
Maybe that's what he wanted to do.
What was he, like a caged lion?
Yeah, I think maybe that's the case. Yeah.
But you know what? Apart from Zach De La Rocha being in this band, these were somewhat of his hardcore supergroup. You know, they had members of Beyond, Gorilla Biscuits, Chain of Strength, No for an answer. You know, there was a lot of people in this band who'd been in other legendary bands, and yeah, there was a little fight between me and Geoff about
it was, yeah, because I really wanted it as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Fucking amazing.
It's a classic, isn't it? It's a classic, and it's just the end of the 80s. Kind of fitting that it was the end of the 80s, the turn of the 90s.
Yeah.
It's kind of fitting that a sound like this would be coming around at that time.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. All right. So pick number 5 for me. So I've picked.
Are you sure this wasn't picked?
The copy I'm about to show.
Oh right, okay, yeah, I get what you're gonna say. Yeah,
has been picked.
Right.
However, so what I'm picking is Texas Is the Reason, which would be the self-titled 7-inch, or it is also called It's Here When We Get Back. If it's here when we get back, it's ours. But I have got a copy of it. Couldn't fucking find it. So I brought the album, which I did pick when we did the emo. But if you look closely, the track list, and this is a collection of everything, so it's got the 7-inch tracks on there. Again, just some incredible. If you like some melody, incredible songwriting, you know, in that emo-y kind of vein. It's. And I actually would hazard to say that the 7-inch is better than the album. And the album's incredible.
I love the album.
There's so much. Yes, so do I. Jack with One Eye. Fucking come on. But those 3 tracks on that 7-inch, I think, are just some amazing, amazing songs. And again, if you've not heard Texas Is the Reason, and you like some melody, you like a bit of emo with your hardcore, go and check them out. Check out this. Check out the 7-inch. Fucking amazing. Great band.
Next for me, Rev 022, 1990. Ben. Now, Ben, I was always going to like Ben.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've got a tough sound. They've got a kind of, not, I wouldn't say an avant-garde sound, but the first song, Shall Be Judged, is just amazing. It's just really hard. Brilliant New York hardcore sounding song. You know, the lyrics are fantastic. Like the guy's a bit of a poet, you know what I mean? The guy is a really underrated lyricist in my opinion when you listen to this. I've not actually listened to the latest stuff. I know they released some stuff not too long ago. Okay. I'm talking like maybe the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Which I've never, you know, being one of them kind of guys, I don't want to look at the new stuff.
Don't want the new stuff.
Yeah, because this is just so good. This ain't any kind of OG like copy. This is just a reissue. It's the only one I've got. But yeah, kind of interesting. You know, when you hear maybe not the first song, but as you hear it as it goes later on, maybe you can hear echoes of where Revelation was kind of going. Yeah. When you think about, you know, Orange 9mm and Into Another, who I never got into. I just I just never got that. I made a joke to Brian the other day because he gave me a box of records to look through, and that Into Another 7-inch was in there. He was selling it for buttons. I was like, everyone who's ever tried to sell me a box of records, that fucking 7-inch is in there. The amount of times I've seen that Into Another fucking 7-inch
says a lot then, doesn't it, really?
Well, I know people do love them though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But not for me. But yeah, this is a classic, and you should definitely own a copy of it. So there you go.
That's it.
So is that it? Is that all you got?
That is all my picks and all your picks.
Right. So before we go, a bit of UK hardcore news. Anyone within the UK scene, particularly in the north, would have witnessed the carnage this week as an exclusive surprise Hatebreed show was announced at the Star and Garter in Manchester, with hundreds of people scrambling to be one of the lucky ones accepted for a ticket for the 100 capacity show. Tied Down TV took to the streets of Manchester to speak to the Mancunian punks who missed out on a ticket.
How'd you feel about missing out on a Hatebreed ticket?
I'm not mad, to be honest, mate. I mean, Hatebreed, you know, who are they these days, you know? They've been shite for 20 years.
It's just little kids who got tickets, you know what I mean? They weren't even born when Under the Knife came out.
They don't want to give tickets to proper hardcore fans, right? They can go and play for those punts as a download again, you know what I mean?
It's just little mosses taking precedent, you know what I mean? I dare them to get in the pit if they got the fucking buckle. What are you going to do now you haven't got a ticket?
What am I going to do? I'm going to hang out here in the sunshine.
Yeah, so no bitterness there whatsoever. If you were one of the lucky ones to grab a ticket, I hope you enjoy the show on Tuesday, is it?
Yeah, I hope you all survive, because it's going to be it's going to be good, I reckon. But yeah, so they're our picks. So, you know the score. Come and jump in the comments. Let us know what we missed, what you think we picked that you didn't like, or we should have picked. Like and subscribe. Go ring the bell for notifications. Instagram, Facebook, messages, follows, likes. And we'll see you next week.